You could say that Dan Shine was destined to become a journalist.
I was born into a newspaper family. My father worked at a newspaper for 45 years, rising from fetching coffee for reporters to walking out the door 45 years later as a publisher. So I spent a lot of time in newspaper offices, hanging out with these weird characters, reporters and photographers. And so that was kind of my growing up. And my two older brothers went into journalism like I did. So it was a household of not a lot of great science and math being done, but we sure as hell could write and spell well. Landed in Dallas, and
this man and woman had come home like in the wee hours of the morning and out somewhere in the country, and on their front porch this girl was laying there wet and dirty and no shoes, and they asked her if she needed help, and she said yeah. Well, I think she thought they meant food and shelter, but they called the police, and evidently, and she took off, and the police found her. And this was like on a Wednesday, and they put her, she went to the hospital.
Okay, Jay, welcome back to the Multi-Point Inspection Podcast. Last time we did this, it was over the phone, and we were audio only. So this is, we're tall cotton now. For those who may not know you, you want to give just a brief background and talk about Wrenchway?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. And thanks again for having me back on the podcast. It was fun to catch up. It's been a few years since we did the last one, so very excited to be back.
Customer calls in and they need to just schedule a quick appointment. How many times is a customer waiting on the phone, or it's after hours, right? I've had the experience myself where I was sitting in bed with my wife watching TV, and I'm like, shoot, I meant to schedule my appointment, and I'm going on the web page to go schedule myself, right? And I'm not having to deal with the human. If they choose to call in, we've seen AI for us schedule an appointment in 58 seconds or even less.